Hello everyone, I am Kurs.
I am Dante.
And this is Low Mana. Welcome to another episode of Skin Deep. Today we're looking into two of Mercy's more mythical skins, namely Valkyrie and Sigrun. These amazing skins were created by John Polidora, so kudos goes out to him for these wonderful designs.
Mercy has long been a fan favourite both in-game and out. A large part of this since beta has been her ability to resurrect in-game, although whether this carries over to the Overwatch canon lore is probably for another video entirely. Clearly, a key inspiration for the Swiss Mercy and her kit is personified in one of her skins, Valkyrie, rooted as they both are in Germanic and Norse heritage. But who are they, and what do they have in common with one of the leading figures in biotechnology? Originating in Norse mythology, the Valkyrie's name is derived from Valkyria, or to you and me, chooser of the slain. As you can imagine from the skin itself and depictions in other games, the Valkyries are often considered angelic, with large wings lifting warriors into the sky after death. However, their true intent is often overlooked. They aren't merely couriers ferrying the dead. They are the ones with the power to choose the fate of all warriors in all battles. All fallen warriors are judged by the Valkyrie. Those deemed worthy are lifted up into either the land of Valhalla, a mythical hall ruled by the Norse god Odin, or to Volkvanger, looked over by the goddess Freya. It is in Valhalla that the greatest warriors from all battles fought come Aihajar, and prepare for the coming Ragnarok. A battle so great the gods will fall, the earth will be consumed by water, and the world will be reborn anew. The gods of the original Overwatch certainly fell into their own cataclysm some years ago, though Mercy's part in it is still very much unclear. There are many who speculate she played some part in what Gabriel Rares became, something a long way from the gilded halls of Valhalla. But for now that is still unfounded, and not something we personally believe in. Some other aspects of the Valkyrie do not exactly align with Mercy's outlook. Where Valkyries find home in war, Mercy shuns it. Only ever a reluctant participant and one of the staunchest advocates for peace in the world. As a field medic, however, she has seen more than her fair share of war, and through the power of her Valkyrie flight suit, the name being no coincidence, and skills with nanobiology, she often holds the lives of injured soldiers in her hands. As a result, just like the Valkyries, she can determine the fate of all warriors on the battlefield. Although unlike her Norse kin, she does not willfully choose. To Mercy, the lives of both sides are equally valuable. There is one Valkyrie who does seem to chime perfectly with Dr. Ziegler, however, the goddess Aya, with a name that directly translates to help or mercy. Aya is associated with healing and medical skill, very much like Overwatch's physician. It is via the comparisons between another Aya and another goddess that the link shines brightest, however, the Greek goddess Hygiene, daughter of the god of medicine Asclepius. Hygiene was the goddess of health. As we covered in a lore report before Anna's release, the symbols of Asclepius and Caduceus are often incorrectly interchanged, even as Mercy uses the latter to name her own technology. What part she will have in the rebirth of the world after Overwatch's own Ragnarok is yet to be seen, but we do not believe any other skin in game is as entwined with the inspiration behind a character as Valkyrie is with Mercy.
While the Valkyrie skin adds depth and sheds light into part of the inspiration behind Mercy's character as a whole, Sigrun potentially opens a window onto who she is as a person, rather than who she is as a professional. A Valkyrie just like those Dante has shown you, Sigrun, her name meaning victory rune in Old Norse, has a story of her own, and one that fits in rather nicely with some of the more recent revelations surrounding Dr. Ziegler. Found in the Poetic Edda, the story of Sigrun is at its heart one of love, loss, and resurrection, and is found in, and I apologise already for the pronunciation, Helga Kvita Hundingsbane 1 and 2, or in English, the first and second lay of Helgi Hundingsbane. Originally written as a reincarnation of another Valkyrie by the name of Svafa, whose name may well translate to something along the lines of Sleepmaker. While in game this might seem to hint at Anna, we're pretty certain this is one of those rare instances where an aspect of a skin story is merely coincidence. Sigrun initially appears to the eponymous character Helgi as she is leading a band of Valkyrie, and she immediately recognises him and recalls his various feats that he had already accomplished. The two embrace, kiss and fall in love, after which Sigrun sees fit to tell Helgi of her betrothal to another, Hodbroder, son of King Granmar. In response, Helgi invades Granmar's kingdom, slaying him, his sons and Sigrun's father Hogni, leaving only her brother Dag alive as long as he swears fealty to Helgi. Sigrun is overjoyed at this outcome, as she is now free to marry Helgi. But guilt festers at the heart of Dag as his sense of honour demands he avenge his father. This builds until he can stand it no longer, and calling upon the great god Odin, he is gifted with a spear, which he dutifully uses to slay Helgi. Upon confessing this to his sister, Sigrun is distraught to learn of her husband's death, in stark contrast to her joy at the death of her father, and she curses Dag to a life without joy. The wind would stop every time he entered the ship, the fastest horse would not carry him if he is hunted, his sword would wound no one but himself, telling him to depart to the woodland to live on carrion for the rest of his life. She turns to Helgi and buries him in a barrow, even as his soul is already with Odin in Valhalla, as one of the Einherjars. At this point again, comparisons with Mercy are hard to pinpoint. She is no war leader, and to our knowledge has experienced none of the family infighting or murder encountered by Sigrun. Indeed, all we know of her family is that her parents were lost in the Omnic Crisis, which is a common theme throughout many of the Overwatch cast. It's the next part of the tale where the link to Mercy begins to show through though. As Sigrun continues to mourn Helgi, word reaches her that he has been sighted near his own barrow. She goes to him and the two spend one final night together, before he departs one final time to Valhalla. Heartbroken, Sigrun does not survive him long, but that would not be the end for the pair. They would be reborn as Kara and another Helgi, this time Helgi Hadinjaskati, the story of whom is mostly lost to the sands of time. While Mercy has to our knowledge never been reborn, she has had the largest hand in the nearest thing to rebirth we know of in the Overwatch world, the rescue of Genji Shimada. There are differences of course, Genji left to die at the hands of his own brother rather than Mercy's, and the two never to our knowledge meeting beforehand. But other similarities are striking, even if a bit bent out of shape. Recent revelations suggest that Mercy and Genji struck up a relationship akin to Sigrun and Helgi, with Genji effectively destroying his own family, the Shimada, for Overwatch, the closest thing Mercy herself had to a family. It also seems that for his sins, Hanzo almost fulfills the role of Dag, effectively cursing himself to wander the world to atone for what he did to his brother, which I suppose is at least better than living off carrion in a wood. With the rise of the second crisis and the world growing darker, we can but hope that Mercy and Genji do not suffer the same fate as their Norse counterparts.
Thanks for watching this episode of Skin Deep. We're trying something new today, which means that you get to pick what skins the next episode is for. Each episode we're going to give you 2 options. Let us know which ones you want in the comment section below, and the skin with the most votes will be up next. So for next week's episode, it's a straight shootout between Farah's Thunderbird and Rain Dancer skins versus Zenyatta's Ifrit and Zenyatta skins. Who wins? You decide. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know in the comment section below. Did we miss anything? Do you agree with our conclusions from Sigrun around Mercy and Genji? What will we see from Mercy next? Don't forget to let us know what skins you want in the comments. Hit that like button if you liked this episode, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that little bell for notifications on our latest content. Until next time, I've been Dantir.
And I've been Kurs. Thanks for watching.